नमस्कार मैडम जी। हेलो। हाँ, सुन रहे हो मैडम? हेलो। आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही मैडम सही से।
हाँ, अब आ रही है क्या?
अभी भी नहीं आ रही मैडम, ब्रेक हो रही है आवाज।
एक मिनट।
एको भी आ रहा है आपके तरफ से।
हाँ, अब तो नहीं कर रहे ना एको?
एको आ रहा है मैडम अभी भी।
अब तो नहीं आना चाहिए।
अभी आ रहा है, आवाज भी कट रही है।
आवाज भी कट रही है।
हाँ, एको भी है और आवाज भी कट रही है, दोनों में प्रॉब्लम है। मेरी आवाज सही आ रही है?
हाँ,
आपके नेटवर्क में प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है मैडम, फिर फोन का नेटवर्क यूज कर रहे हो क्या आप? हेलो। हेलो। हाँ, ब्रेक, आपका फोन का नेटवर्क ब्रेक हो रहा है मैडम। इसका इलाज या तो आप वाईफाई पे आ जाओ, यूनिवर्सिटी का वाईफाई है जो डायरेक्ट रूम में लगा हुआ है, ज्यादा ठीक रहेगा, क्योंकि फिर आपका एको और जो दोनों दोनों मोबाइल पे ट्राई करके देख लो मैडम, कल किस चीज पे चल रहा था? फिर आप मोबाइल पे करो मैडम, टैब पे तो ये एको आ रहा है। हाँ ठीक है, मैं आपका ही इंतजार करूँ।
हाँ अब आ रही है संदीप आवाज क्लियर?
हाँ अभी क्लियर भी आ रही है मैडम, एको भी नहीं आ रहा है।
तो वो ये मैं टैब से कर रही थी पहले।
आप कैमरा
अब
ऑन
मैं
नहीं है, कैमरा ऑन करो मैडम।
अब मैंने फोन से किया।
हाँ अभी बिल्कुल सही है मैडम। हाँ जी, हाँ जी। आज तो कौन आऊंगा जी, तड़का आ जाऊंगा मैं। अच्छा कल आ जाऊंगे। हेलो जी मैडम। हेलो हेलो हेलो। हाँ आपको कॉल होस्ट बना दिया जी, आप बैठे नहीं हो सीट पे। ठीक है।
हाँ संदीप।
जी मैडम।
हाँ तुम्हारी फोटो नहीं आ रही।
मैंने तो कैमरा ऑफ कर रखा है ना मेरा।
अच्छा 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 ठीक है।
हाँ ये लो मेरी फोटो देख लो।
सर ने एंटर नहीं किया क्या अभी?
सर का कोई दूसरा चल रहा है जी।
सार्थक कुमार के नाम से है।
सार्थक कुमार एंटर हो चुके हैं जी, मैंने उनको को होस्ट भी बना रखा है।
हाँ वही है, मैं बोल के आती हूँ उनको।
तो मेल कर दिया आपको ना, तो दिन चार चार पांच मेल सारे कर दिए। हाँ जी।
सार्थक सर जुड़े नहीं जी अभी।
जुड़ गए, बस जुड़ रहे हैं।
हेलो हेलो। सार्थक सर जुड़े नहीं है मैडम अभी तक।
बस जुड़ रहे हैं, वो लैपटॉप से कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं। और संदीप, संदीप, संदीप,
हेलो।
हाँ संदीप, जैसे सार्थक को होस्ट है तो वो पीपीटी शेयर कर सकते हैं ना?
हाँ कर सकते हैं मैडम, उनको बोल देना।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
और ये मित्तल सर भी कह रहे हैं मेरे को भी को होस्ट बना दो।
हाँ तो वही सार्थक, वही उन्हीं का अकाउंट है।
नहीं, सुरेश के मित्तल के नाम से अलग अकाउंट आया है एक।
मैं 1 मिनट बात करती हूँ, 1 सेकंड होल्ड कर। संदीप,
जी मैडम।
ये मित्तल जी को ही बना दो, ये सार्थक फिर लीव कर जाएगा, वो होस्ट बना दो।
डॉक्टर सुरेश के मित्तल को।
हाँ सुरेश के मित्तल को होस्ट बना दो और सार्थक लीव कर जाएगा फिर।
बना दिया जी को होस्ट मैंने।
ठीक है। इनका वो नहीं आ रहा माइक का बटन।
इनका मेरे पास भी नहीं आ रहा जी माइक का
तो ये बोलेंगे कैसे? रुको मैं एक बार बोल के आती हूँ। क्या चीज? फोटो? पीपीटी जो है ना, ये शेयर करते हैं। स्टार्ट माय वीडियो। एक मिनट करना। हाँ आ रही है ना, देखो जो इस पे आ रहा है वही मेरे स्क्रीन पे आ रहा है, ये देखो। तो यहाँ पे ना इसको स्टार्ट करके मिनिमाइज करते हैं, ताकि जब स्टार्ट करेंगे ना तो ये मिनिमाइज होके फिर यहीं क्लिक करके वो ऑटोमेटिकली पूरा स्क्रीन पूरा वो एप्लीकेशन वगैरह खोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। जब इसको स्टार्ट करके अब इसको मिनिमाइज, हाँ इसको ये मिनिमाइज हो गया, जूम का स्क्रीन आ जाएगा यहाँ पे।
एको आ रहा है जी यहाँ पे।
बस इसको मिनिमाइज कर दो और जूम वाला शुरू कर दो। अब इसमें ना स्टॉप शेयरिंग कर दो। स्क्रीन पे नहीं आ रही। शेयरिंग स्टॉप कर दी स्क्रीन वाइड। स्टार्ट माय वीडियो। जब जैसे तुम हो तो आनी चाहिए ना। संदीप
जी मैडम, एको बहुत आ रहा है।
एको तो इसलिए आ रहा है बिकॉज दो एक साथ हैं, ये अभी ले जाएंगे सर के रूम में।
अच्छा जी।
अच्छा ये ना सर की फोटो कैसे आएगी? फोटो नहीं आ रही, स्क्रीन ही शेयर हो रहा है बस।
ये इनको आस्क फॉर वीडियो बोलो ना मैडम।
वो तो कर दिया।
स्टार्ट टू वीडियो, अब करो, ये स्टार्ट करेंगे तभी तो आएगी ना।
स्टार्ट माय वीडियो, स्टॉप शेयर करना
तो मैं कितना देरी हो गई बताओ।
योर कैमरा इज नॉट लॉन्च्ड प्रॉपर्ली। कैमरा इसका प्रॉपर्ली लॉन्च्ड नहीं है।
अच्छा
हम्म,
कौन पीटीएम की?
मम्मी बार दूध देख दो।
तो मीटिंग में से वो ड्राइव सेक्टर के सुधार बावड़ है क्या? ये काम करने नहीं करे कि कर दे सकते हैं ना।
ये सिर्फ इसको शेयर कर दो। वेबकैम को वेबकैम हुआ चल रहा है या अब दोबारा से देखना एक बार जूम में।
वो कह रहे एक बार मैं मीटिंग शुरू करवा रहा हूँ, जो वर्कशॉप वाली मीटिंग शुरू करवा रहा हूँ, कह देगा फिर आ रहा हूँ।
मतलब कर गए ना
कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
कुर्सी लेने जा रहा हूँ कोर्ट ऑफिस से अपने जाए नहीं आठ तो दो
भाई जी सोइयो ना। संदीप
जी मैडम।
एक बार ये मित्तल जी के रूम में जाके एक बार चेक करना, उनका ना वीडियो ऑन नहीं हो रहा, स्क्रीन शेयर तो हो रहा है।
जी मैडम, मैं जा रहा हूँ फिर उनके कमरे में।
टॉप खराब होना रहा, खराब कर लिया तो घर में ना पड़ी होता। हेलो मित्तल सर। मित्तल सर, मित्तल सर, हेलो मित्तल सर। Mittal sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, madam.
Shall we start, sir?
We should start, madam.
तो दलता में पाएगा आपको करके बात
चल रही है
ये तो पहले
तो
बोल
very
जेडी वाला
एकदम
संदीप,
जी मैडम।
आप मित्तल सर के रूम में हो या आप अपने रूम में हो?
मित्तल सर के रूम में
सीनियर मोस्ट एसोसिएट नगर की 18 तारीख से देवसा से नहीं आई आप वो शाम को ना लेकिन वो उसके बाद एक दिन आए हैं छुट्टी देवसा बाद में दिए लिए कि छुट्टी देंगे हाँ तो मैंने किसका नाम पूछा
अब संदीप मेरे
अब मेरे कंप्यूटर
ले आएगा ये कोई
एसोसिएट हो गया सीनियर मोस्ट पड़ेगा
मैडम ठीक है
आपका लेट हो जाएगा वेलकम सर रास्ते में होंगे किसका वेलकम करूँ मैं
पेन ड्राइव है उसी में ये आप लैपटॉप ये आएगा
तो पेन रियल कर ले उसको नहीं साफ हो गया अच्छा तो आप अपने हिसाब कर लो तो इनकम डायरेक्टर से बात करेंगे
रजत switch off your camera
मैं उदाहरण से बात करते हैं तो कैसा देखो था दूसरा भी खास हो इसका भी खास हो ऐसा होता दोनों खास हो तक आप देख लो तो क्या वो हाँ करेगी तो वो
very soon we would be beginning there is some technical problem within 2 minutes we are going to start
प्रोफेसर ने पैसेंजर में होता है ये एसोसिएट और प्रोफेसर का तो कोई भाई कोई विषय रह गया वो कुछ रह गया वो सेंटर काम नहीं करना कोई बार कोई दूसरा चीज रह गया वो रह गया ये पूरा रात लगता है और स्टाफ पे वो स्टाफ लगा दिन बहुत कंसल्टेंट है
संदीप सर आपके साथ है
हेलो
हाँ संदीप सर आपके साथ हैं
जी मैडम
हाँ तो एक पीछे से आपके रूम में आवाज आ रही है तो उनको प्लीज चुप होने को बोल दो
ये सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स अपने आप को म्यूट कर लें एक बार
all the participants please mute yourself
नानी जी नमस्ते
हेलो हेलो अभी एको कुछ नहीं आ रहा है मैडम
अभी एक को तो नहीं आ रहा
आप अपना स्पीच शुरू करो मैडम मैं
एक सेकंड सर आप कैमरा थोड़ा सा कैमरा सेट कीजिए हाँ इट्स फाइन नाउ सर
हाँ जी मैडम यस प्लीज
नहीं संदीप कैमरा सेट करो
कौन से वाली पीपीटी पे
संदीप A very good morning to all the participants. I welcome you to the last day of the online workshop for the research scholars. Today, we have with us Professor Suresh Kumar Mittal. Professor Mittal is the Professor of Finance in Haryana School of Business. Currently, he is the coordinator of PhD program in HSB. Moreover, he is also the Deputy Director of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Innovation and Incubation Center. We welcome you, sir, to the online workshop of for the research scholars. Sir.
Thank you, madam, for giving me this opportunity to interact with the students of research.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving the consent to deliver a talk on the topic of how to write a synopsis. Now I request Professor Mittal to please enlighten all the participants how they can go for writing a synopsis. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Okay, dear scholars, good morning.
Sir, just a second. If you can please set your camera because your face is not visible. Yes, sir, it's fine now.
Good morning, scholars. Hello.
Sir, all of them are mute, so they won't be able to speak anything. This is actually one-sided.
Okay. Should I start now?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. They are listening me.
Yes, sir, they are listening.
Okay. Okay, friends. Good morning. I hope you are safe at your homes. We'll start topic how to write synopsis. First, I will discuss with you why there is a need of research. There are two aspects of knowledge. One is dissemination of knowledge, and second one is creation of knowledge. As in the initial part, this is dissemination of knowledge was more important, and creation of knowledge was not so, because creation was being at some places and dissemination was a bigger job. And even till 1990, then we were job seekers at that time, even planning of research was considered very good for a teacher who is entering in teaching profession. Now, due to information technology, creation of knowledge is more important than dissemination of knowledge, because dissemination of knowledge is easily through information technology, through social media and other sources of communication. Now I'm coming to you. There's some issues of research, why research, and there's some practical aspects of research and management, and more specifically in the area of finance, because I'm being a student of finance, my more research area, I'm concentrated on more finance. Just I'm taking few examples of few examples related to finance. One day I got a call from my friend who is working with a SMC company. So there is some opportunity in derivative of potato, and the rate of spot and future was near about, you call it is arbitrage, was more than 50%. Then I said, because there will be not opportunity, because it is an item, it is potato, and potato nature of product is different. Then he said, sir, you are a teacher and you only teach on the board and you don't know the practical of this issue. Okay, it's okay. Then few days back, I again called from the same student. He said, sir, I'm sorry, because I said you don't know about this thing and I should not speak in this way. I say it's not, I don't mind it. But he said, what is the reason you said there will be no profit? Because friends, potato is a perishable item. When you coming with a big lot in a market like Shivani Mandi that candidate belong to Tusam, then there will be excess supply and the supply will increase. Naturally, the prices will come down. Second is, when you are selling in another market, the local businessman, they will reduce prices to remain in the market, and they did in this market. Third one is, try to know, when you are in a market and you find out, is very important that in the past also your behavior and service is very good. So they did in that way. Very difficult, he was at breaking point. So my means to say, and you see in the example in foreign currencies, even an arbitrage of 1% or 0.5% is able to create profit. But in commodity market, if you feel it, it is like if I'm taking live prices, and the spot market, the potato price was near to 15 to 16 rupees per kg, and in this derivative, it is near about 8 or 9 rupees per kg. And the cost of the total lot size was just 70 to 80,000. Even in this situation where the prices on spot market and derivative market, it is near about to double, even that you are not able to reach at very difficulty, you are able to at break-even point, because you have to understand what is the nature of the product. It is necessity item, it is luxury item, or it is your comforts. You see in COVID-19 also situation, see the position of needs to have, comforts to have, and bad to have. There is always demand for needs to have, and there is always demand for bad to have. When liquor shops were open in this Haryana or in India, then see the queues in this on the liquor shops. So you have to find out, when you're doing research, what is the nature of the product, and it will affect your effectiveness of the research, and our purpose is to use the research in your decision making. Second, I'm taking one example of wheat. I got again a call from my relative who's a businessman in Bihar, which is a part of now Jharkhand. And he said, I'm getting some big lot of wheat from some government agency. And there's some problem with the wheat. Then I said, dear Gopal, you can do it. Take a person from rural background, and I want to know in wheat there are two type of insects. Those students which are from rural background, they know about it. One is called sursuri and second is called dhora. Then sursuri nature is this one: when you start eating it is a wheat, it's consumed totally. And the second insect, it destroy the weeds and not eating it completely. Then I said, find out it what is the meaning of it, because if it is sorcery, it is no quality of the wheat remains. But in second insect, that is called dhora, in that case it is not destroying the quality of the wheat that has been eaten by that insect. It is okay, but if remaining remains 100%, it's okay. Then he said, due to you, I got a very good profit. And even if we were talking again sometime, he used to say, sir, that was the day I earned highest amount in a day. So my means to say, if you have knowledge and you apply in business, then you can find the results of research in many, many ways. Second, if you, there are some areas of research and you will find out it, they have application it. If you go through in this, some developed market, they find out which are in the age of 40 to 50. They are expected one of them, husband and wife, will survive at least 95 years. This probability is near about to 40%, which means being a student of HR, being a student of management, you will find out it how much it will be difficulty for HR people to give pension of a longer period. If you go through the historically, the average age after Second World War was pension in life was only 5 years. Then it converted in 10 to 12 years. Now it is converting up to 30 years. In that case, it is very difficult for employer to give pension for a longer period, and that's the reason. And government sector also, we are shifting from a new pension scheme which is called national pension scheme, which is totally under self financing. Only employees contributing and limited liability towards the employer. So in the same manner, you see in the situation we find out that it's very difficult to bear the fixed expenses, which is you called in the terms of finance, operating leverage, and financial leverage. The companies are trying to decrease their operating leverage by having contractual arrangements by the different service providers, as well as in financial leverage, they are trying to reduce their loan items by selling equity stake and all this. You can discuss the case, you can analyze the case of Reliance Industries, which are selling stake every day, sometime to YouTube, Facebook, and all these, and try to analyze, try to do research how they are developing a research model which will be a debt-free company, and which will be there will be no financial leverage, and see how much they are getting the customer base if they have this type of licensing. It is a topic of research that should be done in proper way. Second is we're talking at this is gender biasness is reducing and different areas of finance and as well marketing and HR, how they affect our decisions. Even if the gender biasness reduces and in small ticket size, we say costly things are called big tickets like real estate, buying a luxury car and all these, how they will play a role and how this your 4 Ps and all and finance area, it will affect on this one. You can do research of area like there's a concept of now single child, and you think in old days it's going to be very serious problem. You can find out which kind of products are required, which kind of advertisement, which kind of delivery mechanism, which kind of logistic you require, so that you can serve to the old age people of this country. Till date, we are talking about counseling or training of young people so that their efficiency, their productivity will increase. We rarely think of how we can use our old age people. They're going to be big chunk because it is young India. We are getting the benefit of demographic dividend, and this chunk, when we will convert it into old age, it will be a big chunk, and when we can use that, and they have wisdom with them, they can be trained properly, we can have a counseling so that at least they are not burden on their kids, and which is affecting it. And when one single child is there, there will be near about four old age people with a couple. This is a very serious problem which is going to be in near future. One area which I'll talk to is try to understand, we are talking in marketing also, in economics also, we should produce which is required by the customers. Now see, there are some businesses, houses or business model which are a step ahead. They they convince the customer in such a way that they can like to sell this is being purchased by the customer. See the example of Baba Ramdev. First he created a big database, big customer base. Then he starts selling the items to them. See their Ayurvedic products, see their healthcare products, see their other product which uses a QBQ. Even this your Dabar and Vedanath is not able to have that type of product line in 100 years. They is able to only few years. It is case study that has to be analyzed properly, and we are creating this type of businesses. And you see this YouTube, Facebook, they are selling in free, and they have a huge profits. And I read in a story, there is which thing you are buying in free, it is most costly, and sometime it is maybe happening like I'm using free Zoom app or WhatsApp app, I'm giving every personal data to them. So it may be that you have to be very conscious what is the meaning of it and how to do this type of researches and all this, and always have some doubts so that you can remove the doubts and all this. In generally in the area of finance, we study about this as commodity derivatives, currency derivative. The small businessmen have no awareness of this product and they are not buying this product. I conducted an informal survey few years back and then found it, and I have strong conviction in this regard. The person who is living in good houses and they are using good vehicles and their kids are going in good school, they cannot be aware it. I try to find out what is the reason in that, and my informal study, which have very interesting result from my point of view, whether it is I'm not like to publish it or I'm not published it. Then I found out it their total asset is, it is called wealth of it, and their business capital. You say it is it is very huge wealth in comparison to the invested capital in the businesses. Even there is 100% of capital loss to them. Even in that case, they are not suffering higher in their personal life, because in small scale, business and businessman is same thing, and it is very interesting. And I proved it is in books, it is right something different than reality. So sometime you find out it what is the meaning of all this. And in marketing, you'll find out now that we are working a lot of on the retail stores, and even big corporates are entering in this business, Reliance and others, DMart and all this, because they find out the average when a couple get married, or they are buying, a lady is buying shopping in remain shopping for 20 to 30 years. If you are satisfied with the retail store, it means you are a customer for 20 to 30, 25 to 30 years. See their volume, how much purchase, how much you have made sale to them, and which kind of how much kind you have given profit to them. Then your method of doing research should be very good, so it is not affecting. As said, just in the month of October 2019, again I have some kind of new kind of experience. I was just searching some investment venue. I have some liquid fund with me. Then I asked my some friend, and he asked me everything: how much fund you have, which kind of assets you have, income level, how much loan you can take it, and all this. And I was not optive for the investment venue which he talking it. After few days, I got a call from that friend, sir, I require some funds and I have no reason to say I have no fund, because a few days back I have talked to him, I have so much surplus fund and I can arrange so much, and then I have to give it. Then again, next research start from me. Then I got money back after a few months. Then I invested it, so that I was, again, I will not do this type of search. If I'm searching investment avenue and I'm asking from my friend and relative, and they will ask money for me, and is a trouble for me. It's very interesting for me. Then as sometime you find out is again, we find out it, and you do it. Like as in again, we have conducted a survey in the year 95 to 96 related to tractor industry, and we were planning to take some agency ride from for ISER, and we conducted survey in the area of Khanori, Patana, Sangrur. At this belt, we surveyed it, and we have a prima facie this idea. Okay, thus their land holding are reducing day by day, and small tractor will be very useful for the farmer. And when we surveyed and went in the field, we find the results were totally different what we found it. They said, sir, it is not only tractor is only used for agriculture, we are using multi-purpose uses. When there is no work at field, we are using it for, so in that area it require a big tractor, not a small tractor. Second is very interesting social issue that I found it, and they told us कि sir ऐसा tractor ले लिया तो बच्चे का रिश्ता नहीं होगा. This is the kind of real, it is 95 to 96 we conducted a, and even you in classroom you can do different type of researches, that is called activate based research. If the students are not listening a teacher properly and there is some presentation in the classroom, and you can announce that any candidate by random basis can be called to summarize on the dais, and you see the atmosphere of the class and silence of the class. You will find out it what are the business models are changing and all these, and businesses are margin not quantity driven, they are quantity driven, and business are shifting from margin business to volume business. And you to find out it when the business model will change from margin business to volume business, it will affect your HR practices, finance practices, HR practices in different way, and you have to find out which kind of research is how to manage so that you are able to manage your business properly, because research should improve your decision making. If it is not improving your decision making, it is no use of doing research, because you are making efforts for it, you are spending money for it. If it is not, again, business is just game of numbers, inflows and outflows. If it inflows will not be higher than outflows, then it is not able to survive in the long term. Then as you find out it is situational, you find out it there is in finance also, in the subjects are interrelated, finance, marketing, HR, and every business purpose is to earn profit as early as may be possible. And theoretically, when I suppose I'm taking one more example, if theoretically it appears net present value method is the best method for evaluating capital busting, but in small scale businesses you will find out it is payback period is the best method. How you recover your initial investment is very important, because small businessman will survive or will grow if his capital is safe, if he is able to manage risk and is covering his basic capital as early as may possible. He feel there's no risk of losing money and all this. And in some areas, like you will find out it is not years, not period, it is the event that is more important, finding out payback period. Like in tent house businesses, they find out it how much marriages it will take to recover my initial investment. All most of the item which are related to this type of situation, like in shuttering business, which is construction, they find out it how many events it will become there and my cost will be covered. So it is very important to find out it. It is very important to find out it what is the meaning of it, and I do it. One area which is maybe like appear funny, but I like to this due to this NDA government, and in most of the states in India we have a BJP government, and if we to remain unmarried is not a stigma, and I feel this is it is a question in my mind whether married person grow more or it is unmarried person grow more. It is a research area. You can find out it, work culture of it, expectancy of life. You can study his behavior, honesty, and all this. It may be new area which is important for it. And friends, you know, this is a big revolution in the market. It affects every sphere of life. If in any area of research related to management area like marketing, finance, or HR, if you can study from the point of view artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, internet of things, and it will be more useful because times to come, all it will artificial intelligence will change the life of way of living and effect on delivery mechanisms and product designing and all these, and we hoping this old cars, this like old houses, it will be renovated or to change according to the new situation. Okay, friends, I will discuss with now, and there are some because we are government organization, and again institution culture is not to charge heavy fees from the student, and if the culture of the institution automatically enters in the employees where they are working, so the teacher also not so money minded majority of the teacher, and there are other region are like their cost of living may be lower, then there may be standardized job like government supported jobs in which you are getting minimum, and you know when there is a private sector you don't know the minimum salary and the maximum salary if even a teacher. In that case it is very important to find out the new areas of research, new area of a profession, new areas of where you can generate revenue. Being a teacher is very important because we are in this profession, we are trying to know sometime how a new students should have a mind. Even they are teacher, they cannot survive as we were able to survive in the market due to this two reason. Second aspect of this I will talk to you. Doing a research is like a mining situation. When you do mining, they're getting a lot of material from this, and you can separate from segregated metals and all this. I was watching a documentary on coal mining. They were extracting my coal from mines, and they were extracting a lot of metals and doing this, and the remaining that remains coal, that quality also is also increases because that becomes usable for burning. So my means to say, doing research is like a mining. You can find a lot of material here. Like if I'm taking outcome from in more specific way, if you are doing research, you can develop for teaching. There are at least one area of your PhD. You can develop a fundamental paper. Those who are in marketing like fundamental of marketing, finance, this is corporate finance and HR. There is one area which you are working, like in some student are in finance are working commodity market, they have a specialization of investment management, or some is working banking, another is insurance, they develop this paper. You are getting a good opportunity to develop the two paper at least. One is the fundamental of the area in which you are working. Second is this, marketing people, digital marketing, consumer behavior, sales management in the same area in HR, training and all these. You're getting a good opportunity to learn two paper at least. One is fundamentals where you have orientation of it, and second is specialization with those, because it is happening and use your PG level. Sometimes the students are not using good books, references book. Again, they are getting an opportunity to go through these books and they can develop themselves for the teaching area, which is main job of a teacher. Again, it is the importance it is, but dissemination of knowledge will be always there, and teaching profession and should be effective. You can do it. So this is this one. Second is this is training program. You can enter in training, teaching and training. This is a little bit difference. You are more real life situation you are taking in training. There are different areas of training. You can start small areas of training. There's a lot of opportunity in marketing, in HR, in finance. You can develop it, and just you require to change your orientation from teaching to student to teaching to some industry paper. This is n number of people are required in insurance, in banking, and mutual funds, and you can develop these people if you require it, because in some area the teacher is more useful. I have some practical exposure in this regard, because in insurance or in mutual fund there is a mis-selling, because all this training job or awareness job or financial literacy job was being done by these agents, and they are mis-selling it. If you are a teacher, you are going with credibility, and you are can give better training to them. And even I believe in it at institution level also. The institution or university should come this type of training. This should be training center, and teacher can do better does it than the other people available. Then is some areas is like you can do consulting. This area again you do it, and where my colleague Professor Rajiv Kumar prepared a consultancy project, which is I feel very good project, and you can request him to deliver a lecture on that topic. And I was just involved for the finance area. We prepare some project on dairy business, and which is very good project. You can do it. You are just putting figure, and you just finding out the ground realities. And there are some project like agri-based project, food processing project, milk processing, in which we can do better than the person who are sitting in metros. Then I calculate the figure. My figure was very accurate in the comparison to the people who are sitting on Mumbai or in Calcutta and big metro city, because I belong to rural area, and I know which is the animal and how they behave it, what there is costing and their risk level, and I know it. Even everything you can do it, and you can can give social welfare to the other people, because people will enter in these areas, and that will increase employment and all these facility which used to be there. Then is even if we can do practice also, like in the area of currency trading, mutual fund, stock market, you can do it. Even I'm going step further, even the industry like in bank assurance, the banks are selling insurance, and management school or business school, there should be some tie-up with the insurance companies, some mutual fund companies with the banking product. We are in the business of selling, which is a mentor will be there and all this. Now, when you are visiting to a customer and you are selling insurance product, they ask, what is the credibility of individual? I'm also individual. You are answered, if something wrong with you, then who will process my all this claim and all this? If you are an institution, you can claim it. It is an university. You are an university. You can do it. You can do it. These are the areas of it. And again, this is new area of IT. You can author a book which is very comfortable, and you can develop YouTube channel, which is a common business nowadays for who can speak nowadays. And it is, you are doing social welfare also, because you are in the classroom or in your job, you can reach up to a limited number of students, limited number of people, or through YouTube channel you are available, your services are available to the n number of, there are some unprivileged students or unprivileged class, those who cannot afford classes, those who cannot afford some training program, they can take benefit from your knowledge. Now is very important how you manage this as your synopsis. How to write a synopsis in some universities, in some countries. Synopsis is considered when it is pre-submission is considered as synopsis. When I was appearing in interview in 98, then I says, what is your position of view? Sir, I submitted synopsis. If you submitted synopsis, it means you require only 15 to 20 days to submit it. No, sir, it is proposal in my system, my university system, in Kurukshetra university system, or in Haryana universities, the proposal is considered as a proposal. Synopsis is as a proposal. Proposal is a, what is proposal? It is a planning, how will you research, you will carry on. It is a condensed form of your research. It is planned of it. And you know, when it is structured properly, there are more chances your results will be more, and it will be more useful to other users. Now, as what are the contents of synopsis and in a structured form? When you are giving information to others, it should be structured form so that they are able to take the same thing as you want to convey, or you disseminate the information to them. So this is first, when you write a synopsis, it is very important what is your research topic. Selecting a topic is very important because it is your, you say in the term of marketing, is your marketing area. What gives a lot of message to the other side, to the other party, which area you're interested in, but it shows a lot of about you. Even you are not speaking, even then it is conveying a lot of your personality traits, your thinking, and all this. Then the first is in selecting a broad area, select a broad area, then narrow down it. Suppose your broad area is finance, then is finance. Again, it is very vague term. Then you call it, because finance is develops on different language, different areas. Like in the same way, marketing, there are different broad areas of marketing, say as consumer behavior or sales management or service sector and all these. Then narrow down specifically on which area you want to work on. This very important. If you selected a good topic, it is very helpful in placing and all this. And it is also helpful and submitting on time so that you are getting the fruits of this hard work. Because in India specifically, there is a standard age, and if you are late in your PhD research work, it will be very difficult to enter in a profession. Sometimes there is a condition of age and all this. It's very difficult. So it is very important to finish this research work, to complete your PhD degree on time, so that you are getting opportunity as a teacher. Then is sources of finding a topic for research. You will find out there is, as discussed, researcher, dissertation abstract, summaries, newspaper, government policy, and all this. And even I have been involved in this, finding the investment opportunity when I am working with a METI. When there is any news, we are being analyzed it, how it will be possible to search to searching a business in this area. Suppose government of Haryana just talking about this Kundli education hub, and we all take, we starting talking about it, which is, this is what is the geographical location of Sonipat and Kundli, and so it is more convenient to have NCR people, and NCR is a bigger market, and usually the businessmen want to take the benefit of bigger market always. Then we find out how is the government of policy, what kind of condition they are imposing on the businessman, like the 25% student fee from Haryana and their fee structure. It is feasible to provide all this facility or not. Again, they start searching it. Even it is a news for any area, the big business houses start cutting for these advertisement. They start searching idea, and they start doing research on this. The same manner, I'm not going this FAQs of this what are the area, but just I'm telling, I'm not the person of research methodology, but I'm just sharing with you my experiences and all this. Selecting a research topic is very important. Then it should come as a, when doing research, it should come as it come out soon. I discussed with you earlier also some training program. We in sciences, we talk about patent and all this. We should talk some training module on this. We should talk to about this, some research, some consultancy projects, some training product, and we should, even there are some area I discussed with you, practice and teacher are more comfortable with these areas, and this is this one. Then I contents also with this, when you're talking to this is structure of synopsis is very important, so that others are getting benefit of it. And structurization or standardization is not a legal requirement. Even you visit a bank and there is different type of performance of issuing a bank draft or deposit check and all this. These are not required as per Indian negotiable instrument act, but it facilitates customer as well as the banking without harming anyone. So in any area, we have standardization system. In industry also, there is a standardization of some inputs, some spare part and all this. The tire of every different car manufacturer are same, it is due to standardized. In the same manner, in the field of academics, we have some standardized, and there is more of the time it should remain same. There is slightly differences which you can change as per as the discussion with your supervisor. So this is about introduction, and this is very important. You should have very clear about this. What is your broad area, what is your narrow, and which you want to focus on is very important. Sometimes students have submitted PhD, even has published some paper and is not clear about the concept of that one. It is very irritating, and when you are being interviewed and you confuse it, it goes against you. It's very important introduction is there. Next is review of literature. You know, it is very important when you do something, we do historically what is done in that area. We learn by copying. हम कैसे खाना खाते हैं, हमारे घर में कैसे खाना खाते थे, it depends, we learn from it. How we dress up, it depends, we copying from our parents and all this, and that's the reason it is called your parents are the first teachers and you are learning for it. Then you are doing research, review of literature, do in a very effective way. Use even some registers so that you are writing main points of research article, and there are some main work which have done been what is seminal work, which is called. You find out what they have been, where it is started, and what is the importance of it, and all this. And sometimes if one topic on which you are doing research, it is useful every area. I'm not giving my example, just you find out one topic and you are doing research in this area, you are teaching the same subject, you are doing training in this subject, you are doing consultancy, this, you are writing a book in this, you are developing a YouTube channel, and you are doing even practice in this area. You can do it to select a topic which is very useful. In the times to come, it's going to be tough competition in the teaching, so that you have to find out different avenues of the uh, of your job or profession. Then how you, next thing is very important. Again, I'm and talking to you, develop a language of your area. You know, we a curriculum, we are not a paper which is a language of the area. So you are getting an opportunity to develop a good language, so that you are talking in your area, you should talk in that language. If you are talking HR in related to HR, you use the term of HR. In finance, marketing specifically, you should talk it. And a review literature you can do. I started this is seminal work which have been done in the area. Like in finance, I'm talking about pharma, Marco Vettage. We starting it. They started at this area to work at, and you find out it then where from where that is done. Then you classify the review literature in different chronological, national, international, on variable base, so that you can find out it. And that's why review of literature. Then need of research, why you are doing this research. This is only you can justify your research topic. Why I'm doing this research. Topic or doing research on any area, please search what the work has given in nearby university, so that you can modify or you can change your topic. Or if it is not possible to change this topic or area, you can justify, sir, my work is different than the earlier work done in our university or by neighboring university at least, which is very helpful. And you were doing research, review literature, you finding out it, what is the research gap you're trying to find out it, because the research is being conducted to serve some objective, and this gap is very important for you. These are research objectives. There are research objectives, you will find out it, and methodology. What are the objective of research? You should be, neither should be very large, neither should be very one or two, or you should be in balance between the two. And most probably should try, even no need to change the objective, you can submit, try write in this way, or framing the research objective in this way. You don't require to change it, and it is a long process in university, it takes time, so that is not effective badly. Research methodology and design, these are the areas of synopsis. These are the contents of topic, like need, research or research method. This should be very important. When other person is searching your synopsis, he or she tries to observe what is the objectives of the research, what is methodology that has been used by candidate, and from that, from these 2 or 3 aspects of your synopsis and that experience, you are able to draw very important what is the quality of synopsis, are you clear your objective or not. Once in your or HSB also, one person from PNB was coming it, and I just asked a question, sir. When a businessman is submitting a proposal and he asking from how you evaluate it, it is all these are figures are related to forecasted figure and is related to future, then how you find out it whether the figures are true or not. And his name was Mr. Viryam Singh, and he replied, Dr. Saab, when we ask some question and the candidate is not able to answer it, if he is not confident about his own figure, then why will trust on his figures? The same manner, if you are not confident about your objectives, your synopsis, your research methodology, your databases, then why the others will trust on your synopsis? Why will they have confidence in other your synopsis? In research methodology, we research design, empirical, and there are different applied researches and all this. You talk about sample size should not be very large, should not be very short. Data collection technique, primary and secondary, and reliability of data. You will check it and all this. This is analysis of data against statistical tool. You should clear about it. And if you are good in research, again, third paper for teaching 12-page research methodology. And there's a lot of opportunity, you know about it. Finding and conclusion, you can do recommendation and suggestion and bibliography. Now the question comes in your mind, what should be the size of synopsis? From my point of view, 10 to 15 pages are sufficient, and it is more important, it is between the consent of the supervisor and student, the size is decided by. Again, it's not a big problem because there are some contents this of the synopsis like introduction and review. You can increase, you can decrease it. If your supervisor like the synopsis size should be short, you can reduce introduction portion, you reduce your review literature, or you can summarize your article review. And in need of research of these are 3 or 4 pages, this remains same, and you happen to, it's very good. And you see structure of synopsis is, you see it very, where is flexible, and it is this one you can discuss with your supervisor and can reduce and increase accordingly. Introduction and review literature is there, you can do it. Then is structure I discussed with you. Then is as my colleague Dr. Sweta told that I'm also appointed as Deputy Director of PDUIIC. If there is any opportunity for the students for training or other area like some projects will be there, I'm there, and if there will be any opportunity, you apply it. We'll try our best to do maximum for our students. Last point is being a PhD coordinator, and your if you see your prospectus of this year on page number 54.10, it is mentioned that the minimum period of your PhD submission start from date of your coursework. So you can take sufficient time. When you are confident, your supervisor is confident about your synopsis, you should submit it, because it is not affecting, it is not, it's due to this reason you are not getting late your PhD submission. Students, again, it's from my side. If you have any query related to those areas, what is the mechanism, I don't know, you can put your queries and I am ready to answer it. And this is from my side. Thank you. And I hand over this mic to my colleague, Dr. Suvita Ubba. And
Thank you so much, sir, for
okay,
highlighting
thank you.
things that need to be included in a synopsis. Now, participants, if you have any question, you can please put up in the chat box so that I can ask sir. Please do it quickly if you have any question. We are waiting, participants. If you have any question, please put up in the chat box. I think, sir, the participants, they have understood what you wanted.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir,
Okay.
for giving your consent to give the lecture in this online workshop. Thank you so much, sir.
The other way around is also true, madam. I'm also thankful to you for giving me the opportunity to deliver lecture.
Pleasure's mine, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Okay, participants. Now it is between you and me. So the topic that I have chosen was the similar kind of topic, how to write a synopsis. But I know that all of you have listened a lot about how to write a synopsis. So I'm not going to get into it. What I'm going to do is, we know that PhD is a degree which requires a lot of time. It is not a 2-year degree. And if you start your PhD from the coursework till you have your Viva, it requires a lot of patience and it takes around 5 years if everything goes smoothly. So a lot of patience is required in doing this degree. So what I will do today in this particular talk with you is that I'm going to highlight how you can make your journey of PhD a smooth one. So let me share the PPT with you. Let me just share the PPT with you people. Is the PPT visible to you people? Hello?
विजिबल है मैडम, विजिबल है.
Okay, okay. Okay, so my topic is PhD and the journey begins, because this is a kind of degree which you haven't done before, because this does not include much of the classroom teaching and exam in the end. You have to write a thesis in the end. After the completion of your coursework, you have to do your review of literature, and then you have to submit your synopsis, and once it gets approved, then you will begin your PhD, and you have to write a thesis on it. So my focus of this presentation would be how you can make this journey smooth. So just remember this thing, that PhD is not a race to reach the end point. It is a marathon where you need to save energy and dedication till the finish line. So it is a kind of marathon where the energy is required till the end. So save your energy and dedication till the end line. So this was actually the structure of today's talk. I wanted to discuss the structure of the synopsis and the tips for the PhD journey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to emphasize tips for the PhD journey, and I'm not going to emphasize much on the structure of synopsis, as you people have listened about the structure of synopsis a lot. So little tips I would like to give you for developing the structure of synopsis. Specifically in this particular talk, I am highlighting how you have to submit your synopsis in Haryana School of Business. So this is the title page, and you can see on your screen that on the title page you have to write synopsis on, then comes the topic or the title, and after that you have to write for registration in Doctor of Philosophy in Business Management. So this is what you have to write, and below that you have to write, under the supervision of, you have to write the name of your supervisor, the designation of the supervisor, and Haryana School of Business. And towards the right side of it, you have to write submitted by. Here you have to mention your name and your roll number. Please ensure that the title, there are no spelling mistakes in the title, plus there are no spelling mistakes in the name of your supervisor and in your name, and the roll number is also correct. Below that, in the middle will be the logo of your university, and below that you would be writing Haryana School of Business, Guru Jambeshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar, Haryana. So this is the format for the title page, and all of you will have to submit your synopsis with a similar kind of the title page, with differences in the title, name of the supervisor, and your name. So rest of the things are going to be the same. Now, this is the next page of your synopsis. So first you have to write name of the scholar. Here you will write your name, roll number, name of the department. It is Haryana School of Business. Subject is business management, and then you have to write the name of your supervisor. After that, you have to write in Roman 1, 2, and so on. I would be telling you all the subheads that need to be included in the synopsis. So topic of research basically is the title that you have chosen. After that comes the introduction portion. So this is actually the structure of the synopsis which you have to submit in Haryana School of Business. So more or less the things are similar, whether you submit here or you submit at any other place. But here when you submit the synopsis, you have to use the Roman numbers in order to have these subheads. The first one is the topic of research, where you have to write the title. The second is introduction. Third is review of literature. Fourth is rationale of the study. Fifth would be the objectives and hypothesis of the study. Sixth would be the research methodology that you would be adopting in order to carry out your study. After that, seventh would be the chapter scheme, and eighth would be the references. So this is the format of the synopsis that you have to submit in this department. Now, the topic of research. This is actually the title of research. So I'm not going to highlight much. I am simply going to give you certain tips so that you go for choosing right kind of research title. There are certain do's and don'ts. Do not use a complete sentence. So here what you have to do is don't go for a complete sentence. It should be, it should make some sense. I would share an example with you. For example, you want to study the cooperation, loyalty, relationship quality in franchised Indian education sector. So this is actually not a sentence. And here what you are doing is you are highlighting the variables that you are studying. It is not necessary that you include each and every variable that you would be studying in your title, because that is going to make the title very lengthy. So try to highlight the major variables in the title. Moreover, important thing is that your title should also give a reflection of your study. Another important thing is that you should not take up the objective of the study as the title of your study. Okay. Next important thing is that do not use abbreviations in the title. So avoid using the abbreviations unless and until it is a very famous kind of abbreviation, for example, NCR, but still I would say that avoid using the abbreviations, else it is completely on the discretion of the researcher. Then do not put your research question as the title. So the title should not be in form of a question. Okay, now another important thing is that you can also make subtitle to elaborate the main title. For example, what you do is you mention the relationship, and then you can have the colon. After that, an empirical study about an empirical study in Chandigarh or NCR. So such kind of things can be there. Another important thing about the topic of research or the title is that it should not be very lengthy. So note that this is not a paper title that you are submitting in a journal, and this is also not a news headline. So please avoid any kind of sensational titles. This should only have a reflection of your research work. So go for a simple kind of title which is easy to understand and which is basically give a reflection of your work. Now, how to write the title of the research? One of the tip can be like you can go for you have collected large number of research papers, so you can go through the references in those research papers, and you can see the various titles over there. and using those and in consultation with your supervisor, you can have the title of your research work. Now comes the introduction. I'm not going to elaborate the introduction because you have listened a lot about how you have to write the introduction. But definitely I would like to give a tip over here, and the tip is that identify the subheads and try to elaborate them. Okay, so this basically introduction includes the various terms and scope, and try to outline the current scenario and evaluate it. For example, your study is based in the restaurant industry. So try to explain restaurant industry, what are the various types of restaurants that are operational. So all these things you have to explain in the introduction. So important thing is that there needs to be a logical flow in the introduction. The next one is the review of literature. Review of literature is basically organized like the introduction, the body, and the research gap. Please make sure that you do not have those watertight compartments of writing the summary of the various authors. It means what I want to convey here is that writing one paragraph and informing what is there in a particular research, then writing another paragraph and summarizing another research, and so on in the chronological order. For this, there is a complete no-no for this kind of format. The review of literature should always be written in a storytelling format where first you introduce the different variables. You must have seen various movies, and you will see that in the beginning of the movie, the various characters are being introduced. So in this, your characters are the variables. So try to introduce them and then try to explain the different relationships. You have to include the similarities, the differences, the agreements, the disagreements as quoted by the previous authors. So here you can also mention the propositions also. Propositions basically highlight what could be the possible outcome or what were the outcome of the various researches that have been done by the previous authors. Now, very important part of review of literature is the research gap. So this basically includes the conclusion, giving an overview of what is known and what is left to be explored. So this is basically a research gap, and every synopsis should have a research gap. And let me tell you that though you read a lot of research papers, but since you do not have that kind of experience, so at times it is very difficult to write the research gap. So I'm going to provide you a tip how you can write the research gap. What you have to do is you have large number of research papers with you, which are having similar kind of variables that you are planning to take up. So just go through the future research directions in these particular papers. So you will see that good papers, they always have the future research directions. So what are future research directions? There the author basically informs how what further can be done in the research. So take the guidance from the future research directions, club the different future research directions, and try to write the research gap. So this is how, and in the future research directions, the authors basically mention what is left and what can be explored by the future researchers. So you can take a hint from there, and then you can write the research gap. The next one is the rationale of the study. So this is another head which needs to be included in the synopsis. And here you have to justify the significance and the novelty of your study. Because if you undertake a study which has already been done and which has been over-researched, so it means that there is nothing that you are contributing. So try to have some kind of novelty. Try to include new variables in the study, or try to carry out the study. For example, the respondent set is different. For example, a study highlighting the consumer behavior of the old aged people. So such kind of thing, novelty can be added to the study. The next is the objectives of the study. So usually you will see that there is one objective and there can be sub-objectives. So here the tip is that do not use too many objectives. Take the advice of your supervisor while framing the objectives. The next one is the hypothesis. Obviously, hypotheses need to be framed in light of the objectives and the propositions drawn in the review of literature. So the basic difference between hypothesis and proposition is that hypotheses need to be tested, or you can say that these are testable. Proposition are simply what the other authors have said and what you are proposing. So if the tip here is that if you want to include the alternative hypothesis, these should be supported with some previous study. So you need to give the reference of the previous authors, and then you can frame the alternative hypothesis. Research methodology, this is actually the gist of any synopsis, and this should be done very properly. And the research methodology in the synopsis should be written in such a manner that in future when you carry out your study, if you face any type of difficulty, you are able to go back to the research methodology that is written in your synopsis, and you can refer to the research methodology and you can have the answers to all of your questions, all of your doubts that you might have. So this particular subhead in the synopsis need to be done very carefully, and it should include the answers to all the possible questions that you might have in future course of time. So the things which are included in this is are the research design, the type of data, the sampling plan. Sampling plan is basically mentioned in case of the primary database studies. So you have to write the sample unit. Sample unit basically means that who all are the people who can be included as the respondent in the study, or who qualifies to be a respondent in the study. So in case of sample unit, you basically mention the characteristics that the respondent should have. For example, if you want to include only females, working females, so you can frame the sample unit that the respondent should be a female working in any corporate sector or working for at least 1 year. So you can frame some kind of characteristics that the respondent should possess. Then comes the sample size, the sample area, sampling techniques, all these things need to be mentioned. Then comes the research instrument. Research instrument basically means that the questionnaire, whether you would be going for a standardized kind of questionnaire or you would be developing your own questionnaire. So this needs to be mentioned here. Important thing is that the kind of items that you would be including in your questionnaire. So some kind of reference or source should always be given in the synopsis. Then comes the research tools. These are the statistical techniques that you might be using in future in order to analyze and interpret the data. So this is about the research methodology. The chapter scheme, I'm not going to highlight this particular thing because you already have, the previous teachers, they have highlighted this. Then comes the references. Now, bibliography is included in the thesis and the synopsis has got the references. So what is the method of writing the references or how the citations are to be done? You already have listened about it, so I'm not going to highlight that. Now, this is the last page. If you can see on your screen. So after the references, you will have to type signature of the supervisor, towards the right side, signature of the scholar, and below in the middle, you will write signature of the director with official seal. So once you submit your synopsis, you will have to sign your synopsis. You have to get it signed from the supervisor and then submit. So this is all about the synopsis. Now, another very important aspect that I would like to share with you people is how you have to carry out your research. I'm not talking about exactly the research work. I am talking of the various things that you have to manage along with doing your PhD, or how you can manage your PhD. So first thing is choosing the topic. Since you people are in the coursework stage, and some of you might have chosen a particular topic and others would be in the process of choosing a particular topic, but still I would like to highlight here certain things which are very important in choosing a particular topic. First thing is that find a topic that interests you, because PhD is something that you can cram, you can give the exam, and you will have a question paper. It is not like that. You will have to write a thesis on it. So it is important that you choose a particular topic that basically interests you, because unless and until it is interesting, it would be very difficult for you people to write about it. So choose a topic in which you have the interest. Now, your interest is not going to get you published somewhere. So you will have to choose a topic which can also generate interest for the publication also. Now you will see that this COVID-19 is going on. There are a large number of research which are focused on COVID-19, and people are really want to read about the impact of this on economy and things like that. So if you go for choosing this kind of topic, certainly you would be getting an easy publication. So you will have to choose a topic that interests you and that can also generate an interest for the publication. Another thing is that choose a topic that can make substantial contribution to the literature. So you will have to take a topic which is not over researched and you are able to substantially contribute into the literature. Next one is choose a topic in an area you are likely to teach. So you will have to take up a type, for example, you wish to pursue your career in finance teaching. So take up the topic of finance area. If you want to enter into the marketing, then go for choosing the marketing area. Okay, so choose a topic in an area you are likely to teach. Now, this is something very important, working with your supervisor. I had been a member of the Student Grievance Committee of Haryana School of Business, and I've seen that majority of the cases of the students' grievances or teachers' grievances is basically that of the supervisor or that of the candidate. So here you will have to work upon how to actually, manage your supervisor also, I would say, because supervisor is a person who would be guiding you, and if the relationship is SAR kind of relationship, so it would be very difficult for you to pursue your PhD, and it would be difficult for the supervisor also to supervise your work. So let me share with you certain tips which are important and how you have to work with your supervisor. First and foremost thing is that you have to trust your supervisor. This is the most basic thing. And this is not only for the relationship between a supervisor and a candidate, but this is also very important for any type of relationship in this world. So unless and until, whether it is the relationship between husband, wife, mother, son, or any other relationship, if the trust factor is missing, the relationship will not be smooth. So you need to trust your supervisor and you need to do certain things which basically help you uh, to have that trust factor with your supervisor. So this is important thing. Try to do certain things through which you can establish the relationship with your supervisor. Trust with your supervisor. The next step is try to know your supervisor's expectations from you. Try to know through the supervisor's talk what are the expectations, what are his or her expectations from you. So once you get to know what are the expectation of the supervisor, work on those expectations, try to fulfill those expectations. When you do that, your supervisor would be happy and you will be having a smooth relationship with your supervisor. So try to know the supervisor's expectations from you. The next one is have regular meetings with your supervisor. So during the various meetings for the students' grievances, so supervisor has highlighted that the candidate does not meet regularly. the candidate is gone for say 6 months and suddenly he pops up, or he is not responding to his supervisor's call. So such things are can make the relationship sour one. So important thing is that as a candidate, it is your responsibility to have regular meetings with your supervisor. I'm not talking of having the personal kind of meetings with your supervisor face to face. There are you can take the help of technology. There is WhatsApp, there is online chatting. So there are various things. So you can use all these things in order to communicate with your supervisor. So important is that you need to communicate with your supervisor. If there is any festival, try to greet your supervisor. So all these things basically help you to have a smooth relationship with your supervisor. The next one is listen and respond to your supervisor's advice. One thing, when the candidates come to me and I agree to be their supervisor, I ask them that whenever they come to me, they need to have a diary, and this diary should be with them throughout the complete journey of their PhD. And I always say that whatever we discuss, that needs to be written down in that particular diary, so that we can refer to it whenever we feel like referring to it. So listen and respond to your supervisor's advice. Your supervisor has asked you something, try to do it properly so that the advisor gets to know that yes, you are listening to the advice that the supervisor has given to you. Take notes of your supervisor's advice, because at times it is not possible to remember each and everything. So it is better to note down the things, or what the supervisor expects, or what is the advice of the supervisor, and then you can do it. So this is important thing, if you want to have a smooth relationship with your supervisor, you will have to do all these things. The next one is give your supervisor written as well as verbal reports of your progress. So this is something which is very important, because supervisor wants that the work needs to be done. So it is your responsibility to give the verbal reports, written reports of your progress to the supervisor. Tell your supervisor that you are going to finish off this work within a specified time frame. Okay. And if you can see, the 7th point is regarding this only. Strictly follow the time frame given by your supervisor. If your supervisor has asked you to complete a work, say within a week, try to finish it off within a week. And if you are not able to finish off the work within a week, ask your supervisor to give you some more time. This is very important thing. You will have to communicate with your supervisor, and if you are not able to follow the time frame that has been given, firstly try to strictly follow the time frame that has been given by your supervisor. If you are unable to do it, in that case you can ask your supervisor for some more time. Be honest and truthful to your supervisor. So you need to be very honest and you need to be truthful to your supervisor. You should not lie anything. If you have not completed your work, uh, tell your supervisor that you were unable to do the work and you are going to do the work within 1 or 2 days. So try to be truthful to your supervisor. Do not lie to your supervisor. Another important thing is that bring your work to the supervisor when you are fully satisfied with your work. So for example, you have written something, go through that piece again and again. If you find any mistakes, try to rectify those mistakes at your own end before you bring this to your supervisor. Do not expect that ye to supervisor ka kaam hai and he is going to check it. Excuse me. Okay, so try to bring the work to the supervisor when you are completely satisfied with your work. So try to extend your limits. Try to do the work. For example, you have taken the printout of your what you have already written. Try to go through that piece again, so that if you find any mistakes, those can be rectified also. So these are certain tips that will help you to have a smooth relationship with your supervisor, because if you have a smooth relationship with your supervisor, half of your PhD is done, because supervisor is going to guide you properly, and your complete energy would now be focused only on your research work. So I hope that these tips are going to help you. Then is conducting the research. These are the things that are going to help you in future. Make a comprehensive synopsis. This I've already told you. Meet your deadline, make your deadlines and meet them religiously. So once your synopsis is approved and you start doing your PhD work, your research work, make the deadlines. Make the deadline when the extensive review of literature would be done, when you would be able to finish off with the development of your questionnaire, when you would be done with your data collection. So these are the various deadlines, and you need to make those deadlines and you need to meet them religiously. Identify the key milestones in your research work. I've already told you the various milestones in your research work. For example, review of literature done, then development of questionnaire, when you will be doing that. After that, when you would be able to finish off your data collection, when you would be feed all the data into the system, when your analysis would be done. So these are the key milestones, and you need to not only identify these key milestones, but you also need to meet the deadlines religiously. Another important thing is find opportunities to present your work. For example, you will see that there are large number of workshops, there are doctoral colloquia that are being held. So try to present your work in these workshops and doctoral colloquia, because here you will have, when you present your work, there are large number of people who would be listening to you, and those people would be giving you certain ideas how you can improve your research work. So try to not only find the opportunities to present your work, listen to the suggestions that are being given in those workshops, and try to incorporate them in your research work. Another important thing is attend the departmental seminars and viva. So as you all know that in our department, we do have the annual seminar. So try to attend that annual national seminar, so which is very important. And you will also see that large number of vivas, PhD vivas are also held. So the examiner, try to listen to what the examiner is saying in those viva. Try to incorporate the suggestions that have been given by the examiner into your own research work. Another important tip is practice writing. This is important because you have to write the thesis and you cannot copy it from someone else's work. So you will have to practice writing and note down the new thoughts that pop up in your mind from day one. So while you are reading something, you come across a line that you can use in your research work, note it down in your diary. So this is something which is important. So whenever you have some kind of opportunity where you might find something that can be incorporated into your research work, try to do it. Another important thing, write in a storytelling mode. People love stories, and when you write your thesis in a storytelling mode, that will generate the interest, and the reader would be interested in reading your thesis. So go for a storytelling mode. Another thing is that read as many papers as you can. So the more paper you go through, uh, you will be more clear about the various concepts. You would be more clear about the various variables. So, and another important thing is that while reading the papers, write down the important notes of the paper on the black portion of the research paper. I have a pic of the research paper that has been read by one of my candidates. So you can see here, if you can just zoom it, and you can see that the various things are written. The research paper, important things are being underlined. If there is some kind of idea that is written in your own handwriting, so you will have to do in a similar manner. So this needs to be done while reading the research papers. So try to write down in the empty portion, blank portion, and try to write down certain notes over there. Now you will see that in your research work, you will have large number of research papers. They would go from 70, 80, 90 or 100. So you will have so many research papers. And at times it is very difficult to manage these research papers or to extract a particular research paper that you want to refer to. So for that, it is important that you number the research papers. So all the hard copies of the research papers that you have need to be numbered properly so that you can refer to it as and when required. So this is something which is related to filing. Now, as far as the soft version of research paper is concerned, whenever you download any research paper, rename that particular research paper with the author name and year. For example, there is a research paper that is written by Darren and the year is 2010. So rename this particular research paper in your laptop with the name Darren 2010. So it becomes easy for you to extract the paper because you have the name of the author and you have the year. So you know through the name of the author and through the year, it is easy for you to extract the paper. Now note down the nice lines from the various papers. While reading the various papers, you might come across various sentence formation lines in those research papers. So you can note down in your diary and try to use them while writing your own research. I would be sharing with you certain lines that are being used by various authors. So these are the academic phrases or the lines which are sentence formation lines which are used by various authors, and you can also incorporate these in your synopsis or in your thesis also. For example, research on dash has a long tradition. For decades, one of the most popular ideas in literature is the idea of dash. Recent theoretical developments have revealed that. So such kind of lines will help you in having sophistication in your writing and would generate the reader's interest also. So try to incorporate, you can take a screenshot of this so that you can incorporate these lines, adapt them according to your research work. So these are the lines that can be included in the introduction section. Okay, so these are the lines which can be included in the problem definition. So it seems to be a common problem in dash. Please mute your mic. Whoever has unmuted, please mute your mic. Now you can also take the screenshot of this image or the draft in between. Please mute your mic. Okay. These are certain lines that can be used in while writing the research gap. So, for example, there is no previous research using dash approach. As far as we know, no previous research has investigated. You can mention few variables that have not been investigated by previous authors. So you can take a screenshot of this and try to use these while writing your own research gap. significance and advantages of your work. So while writing the rationale of the study or the significance of the study, so these are few lines that can be included in the rationale of the study, and you can use these lines while writing your own rationale of the study. Now, since your objective is to earn the degree of the PhD, along with that, you would be writing the various research papers who would be getting published in good journals. So this need to be an objective, and this should be a milestone also. And for you, through your research journey, try to get papers from your research published in good journals. Try to identify good journals, see what kind of research papers are published there. Try to write research papers by referring to the various papers that have been published in those journals, and try to develop the research paper. Important thing is that don't forget to co-author with your supervisor. So anything that is published from your research work, from your PhD, your supervisor should be a co-author of that particular work. If your supervisor says that he doesn't want to be a part of it, then it's fine. Otherwise, it is your responsibility to ensure that your supervisor is a co-author to it. But this doesn't mean that you simply write the name of your supervisor and give your supervisor a surprise. That thing should not be there. Try to show your paper to your supervisor. Let him make the corrections, let him or her make the corrections, and then you can publish in a good journal. Another thing is that when you are writing a research paper, ensure that your paper does not look like it's from the thesis. Bring it into a paper format, because the way paper is written, the way thesis is written, these are two different things, and you need to understand the differences. When you are writing a paper, the format should be that of a paper, and when you are writing thesis, the format should be that of a thesis, because in thesis you elaborate everything. Okay, in case of paper, you do not elaborate much, and the things need to be written in a with less number of words. So this is all from my side. These are not an exhaustive kind of tips, but I am sure that these tips are going to help you a lot in having a smooth sail, or in order to have a smooth research journey. So try to keep all these things in your mind, try to incorporate these in your research work, and I'm sure that you are going to enjoy your research work after incorporating all these things. So if you want to ask any questions, you can ask. Else, this is all from my side. If you wish to ask anything, you can ask. Okay, since I was the coordinator of the workshop, and I am the person who's giving the last lecture. So I hope, let me thank myself, and let me thank you people also for your patient listening. I am sure that this workshop has been helpful for you people, and I'm sure that the small mistakes that the candidates, the scholars usually do in their synopsis, they are not going to do that. Thank you so much, and I hope that very soon we people are going to meet, and this corona phase is going to phase out soon. Thank you so much. Stay safe at your places, and I would wait for your comments about this complete workshop in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. Stay safe at your homes. Bye-bye. Take care.
इसके बाद 12:30 बजे PhD का वाइवा है, आप उसे YouTube HSB
Yes, one more thing. This is going to be live on YouTube because we have a PhD Viva lined up. So all those who would like to view that Viva, attend that Viva, they can do it through YouTube.
HSB e-learning center.
The YouTube is HSB e-learning center. HSB e-learning center. So you can go to YouTube and you can attend the Viva over there because at 12:30 we are going to have a PhD Viva. Yes, somebody has commented that they want this to be on the YouTube. Let me tell you that this whole today's talk was live on YouTube. So you can refer to this as and when you need. Thank you so much. Stay safe. So I'm signing off from, it's at, the Viva is at 12:30. Okay, so you can join that and you can attend that Viva. Thank you so much. This is all from my side. Bye-bye. Take care.